Hi everyone, it's Gary Cassidy here from Sportskeeda Wrestling. I know a lot of you might not be familiar with who that man is that's sitting right next to me. You really should be if you're not, for a start, and I'm going to explain to you why. So, one of the greatest wrestlers on the planet right now, there's actually two of them I'm going to mention, but the first one is Daniel Bryan, and he is a massive fan of the man next to me. So much so that there was a little rumour 7 years ago about them duetting together, which I don't know where that came from. But let's ask the man himself.
Yeah.
Will we ever see a duet with yourself and Daniel Bryan?
Well, I'll tell you the story from the start, which is that, so my friend Ben, who's like my videographer or whatever in the music that I make and the rest of it, he's a big old wrestling fan. I was into like WWF in the early 90s when I was younger and sort of lost touch with it since then. But I mean, I can tell you about The Undertaker and Royal Rumbles and all that kind of business. But yeah, so he's a big wrestling fan. He came up with an idea for a video that would be me wrestling a pro wrestler. And part of the inspiration for it was that he was the one who told me that he'd seen Daniel Bryan wearing one of my t-shirts. And not just one or not just once, do you know what I mean? Like, he's got quite a lot of my merch.
I've noticed that, yeah.
And he wears it quite a lot, which is awesome. And then I went and sort of read up on who he is and his whole story, and it saw some common ground and all the rest of it. I mean, obviously I'm not a wrestler, but like in terms of his career story and all the rest of it. So we got in touch, and then we were talking about making this video together, and then he got a neck injury, like right around that time. And we were having an email conversation. He was like, dude, I'm really sorry about this. I'm like not doing anything right now. And we had, obviously, you have to make a music video to go with a certain song with a certain release schedule. And we were like, ah. And then Ben, again, turned around and told me about CM Punk, who was somebody who I was not super familiar with. Turns out that me and Phil, as his mum calls him, had a very close mutual friend. He's a guy called Ryan who plays in a band called Off With Their Heads. They're a punk band from Chicago who you should check out if you're not familiar. They're brilliant. So he put us in touch, and Punk was amazing. Just sent him a mail and just said, look, we got this idea for a video, are you up for it? And he took about half a day to reply and just went, yeah, sounds cool, kind of thing. And it was just like, oh, okay. And then went down, we shot the video for a song called The Next Storm. It's on YouTube. I do win the wrestling match at the end. I have to say that might not have been a fair fight. I mean, he's a physically intimidating man. I'm a skinny, flat person, do you know what I mean? I'm like an indie kid. Physical exercise, not really my thing, other than playing shows and that. And I'm taller than him, but otherwise, like, so I come down for the shoot. And Ben had like choreographed it all and with Punk, and we did a bunch of moves. And I actually had a training day, because we shot it in Chicago. I had a training day in London where this guy showed me how to do a fall and like how to do various other things, and it was just all terrifying to me. It was like, what's going on? And I learned a lot about wrestling in the process, actually, about how physical it is. The craziest part of the video, there's a bit in the video where and Punk suggested the move when we were in the ring. He went, how about a running knee strike to the face? And I went, oh, that sounds amazing. And he set it up, he put me on the pillion in the corner, and then he was like, right, don't move, and then just ran at me and jumped on the thing and like did this move. And I was just like, oh my God. Never shit myself so much in my life. But we put it in the video, and then I did a spear, I think it's called. Did a spear at the end. That was funny as well, because it took like 5 or 6 takes to do it, because I did it, and Punk was like, no man, you got to commit. Do you know what I mean? And I said, do it again. He was like, dude, you cannot hurt me. Do you know what I mean? He was like, you physically cannot hurt me, just give it what you got. And I was like, and just went for it, and we put that in the video. But it was a great thing. It was a really, really cool day. He's a lovely guy.